Okay, I figured I kind of owe you guys an explanation on this video because we're getting to the point in the trip where the hurricane is about to hit. We had kind of figured out the day before that the Magic Kingdom was going to be our last stop there. I'm not sure. I can't remember if we knew the day before that everything was going to be closed. I think we did. I think we knew that the Magic Kingdom was going to be closed on the next day, the day of the actual hurricane. But when we got to the park, it was just interesting. I'd been scheduled to meet up with a friend of mine, Jay. He helped me out, with getting the just getting down there, and he's an awesome guy, awesome cast member. So if you see Jay down there, give him a shout out. File 91E shout out. Yeah, man. And so basically, we all thought that this was going to be our last day in the parks. And I'm going to kind of take you through, and I might interrupt at different points to kind of explain what's happening, because I don't feel like typing it all out and making a giant text slideshow. I figure hearing it from me will be a lot easier, and so here we go, the start of our what we think is our last day, and it should have been Epcot. I should have been getting on Soarin' that day, but no, there was a hurricane coming, and I just happened to pick the greatest week ever to go down to Disney. Although I will say it was an experience I'll never forget, and I'm glad it happened, because I can at least cross that off the list. So here you go, Magic Kingdom, our quote-unquote last day at Walt Disney World. Alright, now chances are this is going to be our last day here. And we said to hell with it. We're going to the Magic Kingdom, rain or shine, until they kick us out. And that's what we're doing. We're here at the Magic Kingdom one last time. Till the next time. Because Hurricane Matthew's bearing down and it's looking nasty. But right now it's good. We're going to meet Jay. He helped us get this trip going, so without him it's going to be cool. So we're looking forward to meeting him. Alright, so we're at Space Mountain, and as you can see, so I gotta do one thing real quick. Hold on, I gotta do it. Woo! Because we're at Space Mountain. Might be the oldest ride in the park, but it's still got the longest line. So I got you there with the woo at Space Mountain. It's one of the most iconic rides in the park, and that's a reference to Ric Flair, a big wrestling fan, and if you don't know that, it's just one of his things. Anyway, so it was right after that I met up with Jay, and we rode Space Mountain, and it was fun. It was a great time. He's just a silly guy, goof, really awesome dude. And of course we had to ride Space Mountain, and he was like totally bummed that the Magic Kingdom, we found out, was closing a half a day that day. And it was really weird because like he was telling us that he might have to leave a little earlier because he works there. He had to turn in his costume, and because they were shutting down the park the next day, and it just was going to be a whole big thing. So we did Space Mountain, and then we made our way over to the new Voyage of the Little Mermaid ride, ride over there. We had already been on it when we went to Disneyland, Nathan and I, so we had an idea of what to deal with, but it's just interesting to see the scale of this ride and how they thought this was going to be one of the biggest rides ever, and the queue in this is absolutely huge for no reason. So yeah, anyway, I want to show you some footage of that, and then we'll move right on. No footage of Space Mountain, because if you want to see Space Mountain, just go check out all the the great videos here on YouTube. So yeah, let's go right over to the Little Mermaid attraction. Very nice stuff. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so I'm doing the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. I think that's what it's called. And that's perfect timing, because I can actually tell you that tomorrow the Magic Kingdom and everything will be closing all day, which is interesting because that hasn't happened since 2001 because of 9/11. So hey, history. But yeah, so we're doing the Voyage of the Little Mermaid while we can, doing whatever else that we can. Maybe hit Pirates and Haunted Mansion again. Maybe a little carousel, just to kind of finish out the day. And I'm not sure if you can see, but here is my Mr. Main Man Jay.
Hello.
Jay Stinson. What's your username? On like YouTube and stuff.
I'm not on YouTube, but I'm pretty active on like Instagram. And that's going to be letter J, letter W, Stinson.
He's
so JW Stinson. Yeah.
He is the hero of the trip. He got us doing here. He got us here and all that stuff. So without him, he, you know, we owe him a bunch. Actually, we owe him lunch, and that's what we're going to do today. So it's going to be interesting. Interesting. Going to the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Yes, this line is 1,000 miles long. Oh my God, seriously? We've only gone like 10 feet in actual distance.
The mermaid? Ah, what a voice. What a beautiful voice. But let me tell you how that evil sea witch tricked Ariel's voice away from her. Wait a minute, you look kind of familiar. Well, anyway, Ariel fell in love with a human. Then King Triton got all mad and told Sebastian the crab to watch over her. Then there was lots of dancing and singing.
One day when the boss get hungry, yes, you go be he beat us, fry us and eat us, bring us sea. We went to land full of the cook. Under the sea, we up the hook. We got no troubles, life is the bubbles. Under the sea, under the sea, since life is free, we got to be here naturally.
They were kidding when they called me rubbish. But you'll find nowadays I've ended all my ways. Repentance in the light and made a switch. Yes. Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. There's one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help her? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls.
Okay, so we got my mom. We're now at the Be Our Guest restaurant. This should be fun. We're just waiting for Joe and Jen and a bunch of that. We'll see what we can do and then see what else we can get on before we close at 5. Oh God, it's starting to sprinkle.
So like, I'm not kidding about it. No. But my family lives about 3 hours south, and they were like, "You sure you don't want to come down?" I'm like, I'd rather stay at my place. Make sure nothing's
I do gotta say, that lunch was very good. The Be Our Guest lunch is very great. It is kind of a quick service. It's one of the few restaurants that does quick service during lunch and then table service during dinner. So we were able to sit in the main hall in the grand hallway. We ordered our food via the online the kiosk there, and then it was brought right to our table. It was very magical, very cool. The theming in there is insane, and I would love to go back for the actual table service stuff and actually be able to look around the restaurant and enjoy the theming. So yeah, around this time, this brings us to when Jay had to leave. He had to go handle his stuff, his costumes and stuff. He worked the Muppet Show right outside the Hall of Presidents. So after lunch, it was just great for everybody to be able to meet him and you know, to see how, you know, how such a great guy he is. And I owe him like a gift basket, and I keep saying that it's going to happen, but I just keep being a lazy butt. And so Jay, if you're watching, I owe you a gift basket. You know, maybe a Maryland style gift basket. I'm not sure. I'm not good with gift baskets, but either way. Anyway, so we departed from Jay, and then we decided as a family, let's do some other stuff. So we decided to, since we're right there by the Hall of Presidents, to do the Hall of Presidents. So as you can see, the rain is starting to pick up a little bit, and they were closing around, I believe it was 3 or 4 or something like that. Anyway, it was starting to pick up a little bit, but we were not going to be deterred. We were going to do some stuff, have some fun before this hurricane had to force us out. So yeah, here is the Hall of Presidents area there, and the Country Bear Jamboree. Alright, we're in the Hall of Presidents. We just did Philharmagic. It's pretty good. Got Jay, who works here, so it's like he's at work. Going to the Hall of Presidents. Alright, so the Hall of Presidents, fantastic as always. It's the last time I want to see it, but with Barack Obama as the main one, the current president. So it's going to be interesting to see you know, the next one, and who it is. I'm not talking politics, so let's move on. Going to the Country Bear Jamboree, and then we're going to end with Pirates of the Caribbean, because of course Pirates of the Caribbean, the best ride ever. There'll be squalls ahead, so Pirates of the Caribbean to finish it out. What a week. I'll explain more.
Bright lights and taverns, that's where you spend your time, and tears will be the chaser for your wine.
How long is forever? How soon is now or never? How long will these heartaches linger?
Make it understood. Oh, just forget about the plans that we were making. Heart, we did all that we could.
Up yarns and singing a song. It's her birthday.
Got the Dole Whip. You got the Dole Whip. They got the Dole Whip. Last Dole Whip of the one, and Mama got a pineapple spear.
We got like a spear on the. She got like a. They don't joke around.
We're gonna end our tour of the Magic Kingdom and our Disney trip same way we started. Pirates of the Caribbean. God help us all. The rain is coming. This is Hurricane Matthew, actually. But just a little bit of it. The rest of it's coming later. A pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. So there we go. We ended that day with Pirates of the Caribbean and some Dole Whip. You know, what could be better to end a Disney vacation? But, so, after we got off the ride, Pirates of the Caribbean, we went through the gift shop, and I decided, you know what, let me check my email just to make sure, you know, I'm just checking my email. Awesome free Wi-Fi, by the way, at Disney. I really enjoy the Wi-Fi. Very good. So, anyway, I got an email saying that our flight was canceled and that we had to reschedule somehow. Not changed or postponed, but canceled. Straight out canceled. So, we talked about it. And, well, we realized, according to because they had shut down Orlando International for the day. They weren't sure what damage was going to be done. You know, this hurricane was supposed to be like the worst thing ever. And, but, you know, whatever. So they, you know, we weren't sure when we were going to get a flight back. So we called them after we went home, still thinking that this was going to be our last day. You know, and we found out that we weren't going to be able to get a flight back until Monday after the weekend. That's 2 extra days, because Friday was going to be closed, so that gave us Saturday and Sunday. We would not be able to go to our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party because that was that Friday that Disney was closed. They gave us our money back for that because of, you know, they were nice. We talked to them. So we used that money, and we were able to stay an extra 2 days in our hotel room. Of course, we had to pay, but we didn't have to move around. Some people actually had to move and switch hotel rooms, you know, but we were able to stay in our hotel room because we had handicapped people with us, and it would have been just a huge pain. And Disney really worked well with us for that. Granted, we had to pay full price still, but it worked. So without even trying, fate gave us 2 extra Disney days, and those days actually turned out to be the best weather we had ever had, because the storm blew out, and honestly, Hurricane Matthew in Disney World wasn't anything bad. There was just a lot of rain. There really wasn't any flooding, really no damage. And for all the people down in, Disney during a hurricane, just know all the Disney is actually like an emergency resort because all of the hotels have emergency backup power. So they don't really, they can actually consider Disney one of the more safest places to be while during a hurricane. So, because Disney takes all the precautions in the world. If you stay in your room and just ride it out, it's not a bad experience, but it's definitely kind of interesting, especially when I show you the footage that I got from the hotel, just seeing everything closed and showing the rain and whatnot. And I'll show you that next. And we were after that, Disney had said that they were going to open downtown Disney up that night just to resort guests, because it wasn't, the rain was dying off and it wasn't so bad, and people actually wanted to get out and get food and whatnot, because there was a lot. Let me tell you, the lines for at the hotels for food and whatnot. Thankfully, we had enough food in our hotel, to last, because we had brought food down and bought food at the supermarkets that week. But it was unreal. It was like almost I want to say a 4-hour wait just to get a bag of chips and maybe some crackers there. So it's but I gotta say the Disney employees were great. They really persevered and helped everyone out. I didn't have a bad experience with it. If other people did, I'm sorry. I didn't have a bad experience with Hurricane Matthew down there. But either way, so yeah, I want to show you the Hurricane Matthew footage I got and the footage of the resort channel showing everything closed. That's the only channel I watch when I go down there. Is that resort channel, because I just like it in the background. It calms me down. And so it was interesting to see closed. Wow, what a trip. So anyway, so we just kind of slept that day and refreshed our batteries because we had 2 extra days in Disney, and we had to call out of work Monday, unfortunately. But they understood. A hurricane kept us from getting home, so what were we going to do, right? Okay, so here we go. Hurricane Matthew at Disney World. Here's what it looked like from my vantage point. Alright, y'all wanted to know what a hurricane looks like in Florida. Is it? It's slightly windy. A little bit of rain. It'll be like this the rest of the day. The worst of it's over. Nothing blew over. Everybody's safe. Everybody's fine. Because we are inside. This is Disney. We're inside Florida. We're on the coast. God help everybody on the coast. Hopefully everybody's okay. Ooh, look. A strong gust of wind. It was actually very nice. It's very, very, very refreshing considering how hot it's been. So yes, please don't worry. We're all cool. Love you guys. This is so weird. Seeing everything closed. Everything is closed today. So we're out the day of the hurricane. That's Friday, October 7th. It's about just 6:45, and we didn't die. We never really even came close to it.
So I think we're going to see tonight.
So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. Really isn't that bad. Let's take a look. I mean, and sure, it looks like, you know, a lot worse than it really is. I mean, there's no rain. You know, some wind, but nothing bad. It's nice and warm. It's a warm wind. Feels really good to me, at least. Might be chilly sometime down the line, but it's nice. I mean, just the clouds moving away, the last remnants of it. We got the grandstand bus stop. Yeah. One of the other things I had never really pointed out yet was the Disney transport thing. And that's pretty neat. It gives you the pretty much exact time that a bus will be stopping by, and it always changes depending on where the bus is in reference to stuff. And so all that's open right now is Disney Springs, and it's only open to Disney people, like Disney resort guests. And so I'm not sure if the pizza delivery is open too. But overall, it's I mean, it wasn't a bad night. One of the things that a lot of people were upset about was the fact that Disney charged for these boxed lunches, and a lot of people got them. We were kind of smart. We had somebody who was hanging back. My mom, she got a bunch of the frozen stuff while we were at the Magic Kingdom before the mass horde arrived to get all of that stuff. So we actually had food. We were all right, you know, and it was only a day. It really wasn't bad. But with the way everybody was talking, it's made it seem like the end of the world was coming. I live in Maryland, obviously, and we've dealt with hurricanes way worse than this before, and you know, we did okay. Now, again, on the coast was badly damaged. That's what's going to happen when there's wind and water. And I hope everybody's okay. I know there's one confirmed kill. It's unfortunate, but hope everybody else is okay and at least have their lives, because you can always rebuild. That's what humans are known for, rebuilding. So, good wind. See the trees. All right, so we're going to go to Disney Springs, try to, you know, get some food and just get out, stretch the legs a little bit, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, see you at Disney Springs. Okay, so we're at downtown Disney. I have never seen it this busy before. Everybody from Disney hotels are here pretty much. This is, you know, this is where we get food and all that stuff. The candy cauldron's packed. This is, we're gonna have fun trying to find food, but whatever, we're out of the room. And that was it. That was basically what we did. We walked around, we tried to find food, and everything was packed. So we just went home and kind of got what we got, and that was it. We didn't worry about it because we knew the next day was going to be, we were going to be ready to go. And so I think we did the Magic Kingdom again, or no, we did Epcot the next day, and then we did the Magic Kingdom to finish it out. So we'll move on to that. I'll end this part here because I think that's a good stopping point, and then we'll get into actual full Epcot days with the Magic Kingdom. We got to go to Soarin' again and really appreciate the Magic Kingdom. We actually waited for the entire opening of the Frozen Ever After, opening for that day, and we did the the Food and Wine Festival. It was just a fun day. I mean, my mom really, my grandmother, she really persevered. So all in all, it was just a weird day or series of days, and when this stuff happens at Disney, you just got to make the best of it. You got to say, hey, this is an experience. I'm going to do the best I can, make the best I can out of it. At least, like I said, you have your life. That's the most important thing. And, you're not out in the rain. There's usually comfort there. So just make the best of your Disney experience. Even if it goes bad like this, it happens to the best of us. Rain happens. Stupid things happen, bed bugs can happen, it's just, you gotta kind of just ride that wave and try not to let it dampen your spirits. That's easier said than done, though, I know, for some people. So anyway, thanks for listening to me. I think I'll switch back to the old stuff for the, if I have something to say, I'll obviously say it, but I really just kind of wanted to explain everything, especially as mixed up as this day was, and just so you could understand where I was going and what I was doing, because it was a very random series of events for the past 2 days. But then I will leave you with Epcot, the actual full day of Epcot, and then we finish out with the Magic Kingdom, and it was just a great day and awesome. So, yep, thanks for listening to me ramble on, and see you at Epcot.